Greetings, cretins. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. And will the humiliation never end? I'm wearing a onesie again because Daniel Maurer asked me towards the end of the 12-hour stream, the day before Christmas, what happens if we keep filling up the $100 per hour thing after the stream? And I said, any extra, I'll continue to wear the onesie on the following streams. And here we are. After 2 hours of this stream, I'll either stop streaming, or if we're knee-deep in the Cinesplore build, I will put not a onesie back on. I guess unless... No. Well... If you guys continue to do $100 an hour, I will continue to wear this stupid thing. How about that? Not forever, but since it's Christmas. maybe until the end of the year, I guess. The way it worked on the 12-hour stream was, at the end of each hour, if there was $100 over here, I would put this stupid thing on. I literally put a price on my dignity. And it was $100 an hour. So yeah, at the end of hour 1, there was $100, so I had to put this thing on. At the end of hour 2, there was more than $200. I had to keep it on. I think I went I think there were hours 2, 3, 4, and 5, I believe. I wore this, but then I think hour 6 we hadn't hit the $600 mark or whatever it was, or 500. So I got to take it off for an hour, and the people didn't like that, and then they kept kept going. Zach says, "Was your wife dancing in the background?" Probably. She's the best lunatic, the best kind of lunatic in all the land. There she is. I see her. She says she was waving. In the chat, FPV Hawk, T-Bird FPV, Kristen's eating potato chips, Eric Allen, Freelojo, Chuck Toast, Yawman Flights, Family Guy for Zach Silvestri, Freelojo, Rick Zapata, Soupy FPV, Sacramento in the house, Sac14 Sav, Frank Nicholas is here, S. Grace, Gary Higgins, Alec Dvornik, it's Darts, Zach Silvestri again, Gary Higgins, Zach Silvestri again, why do I keep reading Zach Silvestri's name? It's Darts, Alec Dvornik again, T-Bird again, Dauntless H, Family Guy, Virgil Captain, Dauntless H, Alec, wow, I'm doing a real bad job today at not repeating people. Huff 19 HP, Huff 19 FPV, Ken Hill, Kilam Pomard in France. What is up in French land? Looks like all repeats. Me Drone is here. Gel Captain, Arstang 50. Keelan Pumard again. Chris Mel FPV. Alright. You got to get in that early to get your name read. What do you think about that? Bunch of people have tagged me already. If you want to talk directly to me, all you got to do is type either at CiottiFPV or just CiottiFPV.
He's on the window now behind the tree.
Can you handle it? Or do you need me to?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Cat's being a bad boy. So yeah, you can type at CiottiFPV or you can just type CiottiFPV. You got to make sure that you don't put a space or misspell it. And then it'll light up in orange and I'll know that you're talking to me. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you guys are all talking to each other. The chat stays with these streams, so you're here with me. I've got the camera pointed at me. You've got a keyboard in front of you. Gary Higgins tagged me. So did It's Darts. As did T-Bird FPV. Gel Captain said, happy to see some movement. How are you, Ciotti? I'm good, Gel. Chris Mel says, hello, hello. Hope you had a happy Festivus. I did indeed. Riot9 with $5 Australian dollars. He says, good morning from Australia. Australia. Look how fucking bright it is in here. I cannot get this room to be any less dark than this. And if I adjust things much more, they'll mess up the nighttime situation. I'm giving my camera a little reach around here. Hold on, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're gonna be at the bench in a minute, so it's just gonna look overblown and silly for a while. Gary Higgins says, I'm so aggravated with the Lethal Conception Bando Killer frame. So hard to get everything in it. I'm assuming that's one of those frames with a lot of custom cut carbon that kind of puzzle pieces together and shit. Yeah, I stay away from those frames. I'm a fan of just like no bullshit, 8 standoff, top plate, bottom plate, removable arms. The frames with all the funky, like the Moon Goat frame has a little bit of custom cut carbon stuff going on. It's got the vertical carbon for the front cage, which I usually do stay away from. I'm interested to see how it holds up. I've always kind of stayed away from this because I've assumed that it wouldn't crash all that well. What's nice is that you can replace it though. Like in contrast, right? Smashing the nose below the camera happens to me a lot. And on the glides, they've just got a solid base plate down there. The advantage of that is it's a big, wide piece of carbon, so it can take a shitload of abuse. I'm assuming, but when I do eventually break it, it's a bitch because it's a bottom plate, right? Switching a bottom plate sucks. Rumchata. For when it's the day after Christmas, and you just don't give a fuck. Wait, no, it's 2 days after Christmas. When there's no eggnog or horchata, and you just don't give a fuck. I actually really like rumchata. You can't drink a lot. You can't drink a lot of it though. I can't drink enough of it to get drunk, but it's good. It starts saying I can give up a lot of dignity for $100. Me too. And or I just really want to have some health insurance for 2021. All right. Dauntless says it's light. It's beautiful. Let there be light. CiottiFPV says I'll be building a glide for the first time. Is Talon F7 the best choice for FC mounting in front? Soupy, it's a good choice. I prefer the Acon F7, which I think Pyrodrone might be the only ones that sell that. RDQ might also sell it. I'm pretty sure that GetFPV doesn't sell it. But yeah, Acon F7 20x20 flight controller is my current favorite for the glide. They seem to be a little bit more durable than the Talon F7s. I've in the last year and a half, I've had, I think, 4 of the Talon F7s explode on me. They're getting a lot of abuse. It's still my favorite micro flight controller, but my God, on a 5-inch rig, the amount of energy that you can put into the components because of how fast and how hard they hit, yeah, there are just some components that don't stand up as well, and yeah, it's looking like the Acon F7 is a better choice for 5-inch rigs. So, if you already have the Talon F7, you're totally fine. They last a while. They last like many months of abuse in the glides. The Acon F7 just seems to last a little bit longer, and it's only a couple dollars more. Make sure that you get. Well, it depends. There's 2 versions of it. There's one version of it meant for digital. It's got a 9-volt or whatever the hell the DJI stuff needs, BEC on it, and a separate plug header. If you're analog like I am, don't get that version of it. Get the regular version of it. It'll save you some money, and it's smaller. It doesn't have that extra big-ass plug header. FPV Hawk says, have you tested the Cinewhoop Go sim from tinywhoop.com? It's free. This computer is so old. I saw some visuals from that sim, and I was like, yeah, no. this computer. I mean, I guess I should just download it since it's free and see if this computer can run it. But I'll save myself the 10 minutes and just not, because it's just not going to work. Maybe on the laptop if Landing Zone ever gets back to me about the dock that I sent them that I need to hook up an external monitor to the what's it called? Laptop. That's what it's called. Dauntless says, Soupy, get the V1.1, not the V2, as long as you aren't doing DJI. My Acon F7 V1.1 is ordered. Yeah, that's it. V1.1 and V2. V2 is the one for digital. V1.1 is the one not for digital. I just look at the picture. On the picture, you can see the extra little thingy. Alec Dvornik says, Cinewhoop Go runs better than Velocidrone on my slow-ass system. No way. Is that with Velocidrone image settings turned all the way down? What just happened? What's going on? How did something get in my eye? Guillermo's here. What's up, dude? What's going on? Got it. Not really. There we go. Cinesplore Sunday, Cinewhoop Sunday. Let's build this Cinesplore. You guys all voted for it in the. I have huge, ridiculously long eyelashes, Guillermo. Ridiculous. I think it's an Italian thing. Old ladies love my eyelashes. Young ladies don't give a fuck. Old ladies love them. Doesn't do me any good. I don't love old ladies. I like my girls like I like my coffee. Young. I like oh man. I like my girls like I like my therapists. Young. E-N. Sorry about that. Alex says Cinewhoop Go is much lightweight all around. Velocity on the lowest settings is hard to run. Damn. Okay. The thing is, I don't want to fly tiny whoops in a simulator. I didn't want to say that because I don't want to discourage anyone else. But yeah, I don't know. Like, if I'm going to use a simulator, I want it to simulate 5-inch rigs or Ass Blaster 5000s that can shoot each other out of the sky. You know what I mean? Like if I want to, although I don't know, maybe the Tiny Whoop sim will be good practice for cinematic Cinewhoop kind of flying. I'll get it. Tiny Whoop Go. If it's free, there's no reason to not get it. Well, do me a favor, remind me, and we'll check it out next Sunday. If we don't do Cinewhoop Sunday again. How do I download it? Let me download you. Allow me to download you. There it is. All right, cool. Leaving that tab opened. I'm going to put that tab right here. Okay, cool. Oh, hey! Hey! B-Man, are you in here? We're going to wait for B-Man. I don't see B-Man. There is a replacement lens available for the Runcam Hybrid RC5L, and it looks like it's the lens for the Micro Eagle, or the. Wait a second. No. It says Micro Eagle. I thought it was Micro Eagle 2, which made me think that. Oh. No, that's not right. That's not right. I'm gonna check it, but that ain't right. Because I have those lenses. I mean, that first and foremost, this is not. I don't think this is M12. No, it's not M12. It's It's like M10. Yeah, it's definitely not M12. Hold on. Let me just confirm that this says it's M12. Yeah, see, M12. Whereas if I go to the hybrid, I wonder if it'll specifically tell me that it's M10. I'm pretty sure that it's an M10 threaded. The HD is an M10 threaded lens, which is why we can't use any other lenses for it. It's like a very specific. Here we go. Well, I can just get the fucking calipers out. All right, so here we go. Oh, that says 12. Oh, no. 12 is the width of the lens itself. It doesn't give me the width of the threads. Let's see if it says it in here. Well, let me just do this. Control F. M12, not found. M10, yes, there it is. One of them's M10, one of them's M8. So that lens is an M12. The HD lens on the hybrid is an M10. All right, we'll see what they say. Yeah, Dauntless, I agree. But they haven't said no yet. So, and I guess the real answer to your question would be because it is yeah, it's the only M10 lens. So I guess I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm not gonna make excuses for RunCam. Let's build the Cinesplore! Big Tater says, what's up? Velocidrone has a Whoop DLC. Mr. Huggy says, Alex says it's free. It feels much different, but it's a good play. Gel Captain used an HDLRC F7 20x20 in his latest build. That makes me remember something that I wanted to remember, which is... hold on, we're getting there. I think I showed you guys this, but HDLRC sent some stuff for testing, and I haven't really had a chance to do a build with it. I think I'm gonna do a Ripsqueak build with it. They sent an ESC and a flight controller. You just made me think what it says. Zeus F722 Mini. I bet you that's the same thing that you've got, Gel. Nice big pads, a lot of broken out UARTs. Have to see how it holds up during some abuse. Yeah, nice big pads. I think you've got this same one. I actually decided to ask them to send this because of how big the pads are. I love how big these pads are. I have zero confidence that this thing's not going to blow up, but we'll find out. I mean, it's. I shouldn't even like joke about that because it's. I try to remove as much placebo and confirmation bias as possible, and yeah, I don't know. It looks good. Their stuff has always looked good. And then you guys know the rest. I do like that they've put the so they've of course got the plug header like everybody does, but then they've also put pads for the motor signals, voltage in and out. That's pretty cool. I don't think I love what they've done with there's no pads at all for the motor wires. There's just the scalloped bastards, and I like those scalloped bastards, but I also like to have the option to not use them. We're not using this on this build, but Gel mentioned HDLRC and it made me remember that I've got this, and I am going to run this. They also sent me their new VTX, so what I'll probably do is like an all HDLRC micro, 20x20, and see how it is. Okay, this goes in here with that. So yeah, that's coming up. We'll do that 2021. That will not be a 2020 project. Kirma says MILFs are films. Films? Awesome. Caught up on chat. Look at us go. Family Guyver's knocking on wood. Big Tater says woof. And Gel Captain says exactly, that's the one. Very cool. Gel Captain and I are gonna do the guinea pig thing for the rest of you guys, and we'll see if HDLRC has changed their ways and are making things that don't catch on fire. We're going to do the Cinesplore today and probably into tomorrow. And then this coming week, the Moon Goat is going to get built, as well as a glide being turned into a shark bite glide. My GetFPV order finally came in. Look at this big, beautiful, long, MIPI cable. This is the cable that they ship with it, which doesn't work for any. Oh, you know what? You know what really pisses me off? is that this cable that I've had for the last like 2 months is long enough for the Cinesplore, and it makes an awful lot of sense. I have no idea, Gary. I thought he would be streaming today. And it makes an awful lot of sense to have shark bite in a Cinewhoop. I didn't decide that I was building this second Cinesplore until like 2 weeks ago. So it wasn't even, I wasn't even thinking about, but God damn it. I'm really tempted to actually put this in this Cinesplore build, but I just got the longer cable, and I think I would rather test this out in a glide. It's certainly going to get a much more of a durability test in the glide, you know what I mean? I'm really tempted to buy another one of these, but they're $100. And then it's like another $50 for the camera. It's crazy. Like the HD thing is really expensive, man. It's finally like starting to dawn on me how expensive it really is. And I'm like, what? Like, jeez. It's just a lot of money to add to each individual build. Oh, look at that. I was looking for that the other day. Little stubby SMA. Look at all this stuff that comes in the box. Big old, like, XT60 to whatever. Huff19 says, can you tell me the standoff height for the Moon Goat's dog bones? There's two different heights. All right. This is actually really good info. So I'm going to get the caliper out. Because that's a really good question, and I was wondering it myself, and I couldn't find anybody that had it spec'd out. Nobody's going to be able to find this, unfortunately, but that's okay. You guys will know. Right. What do we got? So the short ones are what? That better not be right. The short ones are 17.5 millimeters. And those aren't the short ones. That's the long one. Nope. Maybe there aren't. Maybe there isn't a long one. Are they all short? Oh, that's right. There's the ones across the front. Well, let me measure the one across the front to check the accuracy of the other ones. What? Am I being punked? Is this thing like completely out of calibration or some shit? Oh, it is. Okay, good. Woo! I was gonna say, what the hell? Front one is 20. And then the body ones are... The body ones are 18. Wow. That's a totally custom size. 18 does not exist. Believe me, I've looked. 18 is a completely custom length. That's yeah. So we're gonna have to buy replacement standoffs from Tommy. That's okay. He had to do it. I'm sure he didn't want to do that. I'm sure it cost him a goddamn fortune to do that. But yeah, the width one in the front is 20, so you could replace the fronts, but the main body ones, you ain't replacing those, unless you can probably get. There is a store on Amazon that sells like ugly, heavy, silver stainless standoffs, and I think those guys have each individual. I think those guys have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So, but yeah, they look like hell. Let's all bug Tommy for some different colors. Since he's got the, he won't be able to do that. I'm sure he has to order like 10,000 at a time. Let's actually not do that. Let's just stick with black and not make Tommy feel bad, because again, I'm sure that he didn't want to have to go and have standoffs made, or I mean, dig. Oh, maybe not. Maybe he just sourced them. Maybe there's some magical source of standoffs out there that he was able to just find. I've never looked for any kind of quantities on the standoffs. I've always looked for standoffs that are available in, like, 10 at the most. So if you're looking for 1,000, maybe it's a totally different story. You know what I'm saying? This is that little fan module for the Fat Sharks. I'm thinking about putting this in at the same time as this. I probably won't, though. I'm gonna leave this out on the desk to try to guilt myself into doing it. Okay, so short cable. This is for that. Fuck it. Let's just put it all away. I'm not gonna organize it. I just wanted to show you guys that I got the thingy. And so that if I forget about this, you guys can remind me. Because this has not really been super on my radar. Because I've just been waiting for the damn cable. I cannot believe that I could have just dropped that into the goddamn Cinewhoop. I missed out on all that fucking hype juice. Is that a good thing to call it? Hype juice? Damn, that's good. Huff wants to pimp is out in purple, but I guess that's out now. Yeah. Random FPV is here. He called me beautiful and gangly. Okay. Oh my god, Joel says Joshua Bardwell will be back in 2021. So, okay. So that's just next weekend. I thought that meant one more. Well, I guess so. No, tomorrow night then. I'll if Joshua's not on tomorrow night, I'll stream at 8. I didn't. Yeah, I should have paid more attention today. I just completely thought that he'd be streaming. So yeah, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. See you guys. Maybe if Joshua's not on, I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8. Guillermo says, "Is that Kahlua?" No. Rum chata. For when it's 2 days after Christmas, and you just don't give a fuck. Rum chata. Made with premium Caribbean rum. If you haven't had rum chata, you should try it. If you like horchata, you should try it. If you haven't had horchata, you should try that as well. Hard to find places that make it. Don't get like fake bullshit horchata. It's always awful. Pig Taters says elf. Z Overlord says you can find purple 18mm standoffs on eBay. Look at that. No way. I haven't looked for standoffs in a while. Where are they? How'd you find them? Z Overlord. What? Horde shot. What did you search for to find them? Purple. Let's just do purple 18mm. Maybe that'll find it. Oh God. Ugh. Gross. Gross. Watch bands. Pfft. 18mm standoff M3. I'm going to search for exactly what Z Overlord searched for because I can't find them. Amazon. Really? Amazon. Come on. Oh, eBay. Not Amazon. Maybe that's my problem. I've always been searching fucking Amazon for standoffs. I never thought to search on eBay. No exact matches. That's fine. 5 pieces, 10 to 35. But what kind of increments do you guys have? No 18s. McMaster car. Yeah, so these are the ugly silver ones that you can also get on eBay. Not eBay, Jesus. On Amazon. It doesn't look like they have colors here. Yeah, Ken, I'm not super sold. Yeah, you could just cut them down if you had the gear to be able to do that, for sure. Where is? Hey Harry, go ahead and stop, or else I'll light you on fire. Oh look, there they are, and they're the hex. That's fantastic. And look, it even says purple. Dope. Look at that. Dropping it into the chat. There you guys go. Well, it's worth it to just switch over. Even if they didn't have purple, it would be worth it to get over to the hex. I really like having the hex so that you can put a little wrench on and tighten the screw into the standoff instead of always having to try to tighten the standoffs from the top and the bottom screws. So yeah, this is awesome. Good find, guys. The collective at motherfucking work right there. I'm going to leave that tab up as well. Don't order those all, you bastards. Don't make those guys go out of stock on me. I can't order right now. Oh, shit sticks. All right. There's going to be no purple left. I know it. I'm going to do the order now. Screw you guys. No, I'm just kidding. Time to work. Time to build a Cinesplore. Look at the motors we're putting on it. This is going to be the lightest weight Cinesplore in all the land. And I can't wait. I think this will be a really... It'll be good to have a backup. Like, it's always weirded me out only having the one Cinesplore. Because like if there's a legit gig that I somehow managed to get, only having one of these would almost guaranteed end with it exploding the second I plug the battery in, and then I'd be screwed. So yeah, it's really good that I had the forethought to build the second one. In the process, I've got a bunch of different stuff going on in this one. Namely, these are the FPV Cycle 3D printed V3 ducts, which should outperform the Cloud El Cheapo ducts that I've been running on the other Cinesplore. So that'll be pretty cool. I decided while I was at it to go lower on the standoffs to better match up with the height of these ducts, which could be a mistake. the mistake could potentially be that I switch the ducts from one rig to the other, but then I'll just have to switch these standoffs. Like it's no big deal. So yeah, we'll give it a shot. Set up all low like right now, and I was actually even thinking about going lower. I should be able to go even lower on these standoffs. I took a guess. Let me see what height these are that I put on it right now. These are... Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, these are 20... Oh, cool. These are 25s. So these are 25s that are on it now. And there's plenty of clearance there for it. So shit, I mean, I could go all the way down to 20s as long as as long as I'm going to have enough room for the stack. But I can slam the stack pretty good. So I'm probably, and then the camera that I'm running becomes the limiting factor. And I've chosen this super light RunCam Racer that I just had sitting around. It's a Racer 2. It's kind of old, but it's super light, and once you put a little bit of... Oh, I'm not going to have much angle on this camera, though, come to think of it. Usually I like this because when you put some angle on it, like look how tall it looks now, right? But then once you get some angle on it, it becomes a lot less tall, and it'll clear 20mm standoffs. But this is a Cinewhoop, so this is going to be at practically zero camera angle. So that's got me kind of wondering if maybe I go to something else. I could do this little RunCam Nano 4. Could do a micro. I might actually just say screw it and do a micro eagle at that point. Yeah, you know what? I think I am. I think I'm going to do a micro eagle. And that'll clear in the exact same space as this. They have almost the same body. And it'll just be a little bit of a better quality feed. Yeah, let's do that. This fella here, I'm just going to switch the... Oh, wait, no, here's one. Here's one with the lens on it. Oh, and a cracked case. That's awesome. I will fix that. And this will be good to go. That's kind of perfect because this case is no longer really strong enough for a 5-inch rig because of the crack. But on a Cinewhoop, that shit don't matter at all. I mean, there is gonna be a little bit of a light leak situation there, which is not great, but it shouldn't be that bad, especially once I've epoxied it back together. Oh yeah, and that's barely separating. Yeah, cool. I'll throw some epoxy on that, throw that in the little clamp there, and nobody will be the wiser. We can do that right now, actually, because I kind of need to get that going. I'm going to leave this lens a little bit out. And cool. So I've been using this stuff lately, JB Weld epoxy, and it seems pretty good. I can't really complain about it, if I'm honest. All right. We're epoxying shit already? No, Alec. Title of the stream. This is the FPV Cycle Cinesplore. I mentioned the cloud because Bob set this frame up to also use the cloud ducts. So you can pick. You can either use these cloud ducts or you can use these 3D printed ducts. That these get you a lot better performance. these are a lot cheaper. So I'm going to have one with one and one with the other. And we can... I mean, we don't really need to test them. But Bob has done the testing for us. It's sort of a known quantity that the 3D printed V3 ducts perform better. But it'll be interesting to kind of experience that and to form my own opinion. Although, like I said, there's not really an opinion that needs to be formed. But what's going to happen is I'm going to realize how much better the V3 Bob's ducts are, and I'm going to switch both rigs over to them, which is fine because those are the rigs that are less tall, so packaging won't be an issue. I'll just be able to switch the or the standoffs rather won't be an issue. I'll just be able to switch the one right over. So yeah. Actually, come to think of it, it'll let me. I'll be able to drop the standoff height on the one that's built right now because I actually had to go higher on the standoffs because it wasn't clearing those big ass cloud ducts. And you know what? I am building this one. So the cloud ducts are also a lot lighter. Let's weigh them. If this is going to be the ultralight one, I might as well go all the way with the ultralightness. And I think the cloud ducts are a lot less heavy, also known as lighter. There's a word for that. All right, let me get. Oh, actually, you know what? I want this as goopy as possible. So let me not. Usually, I let the epoxy kind of kick a little bit and get a little bit more gel-like. But for this particular repair, I don't want that. I want it as goopy as possible because I want to try to get it in this little crack. I'm not going to separate it. I'm just going to try to mash it in there. I'm just going to like push, 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 and hope that some of it gets in there. And I'm also going to not go super far forward because I don't want it to get on the front face. The front face of the body kind of interfaces with the back of the locking ring. And if you make that thicker on only the top, it's not a good thing, right? You know what I mean? You don't want that. Alright, I'm actually going to take some off. I don't want a ton there. And it seems like it might be soaking in there. I'm going to just spread it out a little bit now, so that it's, I don't know, give it more surface to kind of stick to. And that's that. I'm going to throw that in a little clamp and leave it for a while. Nothing else that needs to be epoxied, right? Other than my face. Oh my god, random. That's horrifying. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna get the big fella out. Clamp this fucker right. Oh god, I put the base of the clamp down on top of the camera. What could go wrong? And I'm just gonna crank this as hard as I can. Okay. That's how it works, right? I'm just making sure that I get the clamp on only the body rather than like there's the PCB back there and all that bullshit. Oh yeah. Alright. And now there's There's no visible gap anymore. I'm just pushing that body together ever so slightly. And yeah, hopefully that'll make it sort of infinitely strong. Although it doesn't, it's really not going to need to be infinitely strong because it's just not going to take much abuse in a Cinewhoop. If it's taking a lot of abuse, then I'm doing something wrong. Okay, let's weigh the ducts. That's the V3. This is the cloud. So the V3, 14.2. The cloud, oh wow, 10.6. So that's 16 grams total. 16 gram total difference. That's legit. I'm gonna build the lightweight rig with these. Yeah, if it's gonna be the lightweight rig, it should be the lightweight rig. And yeah, I'll probably end up switching it over anyway. But we'll worry about that later. Rum chata. When it's 2 days after Christmas and you're fresh out of fucks for the rest of the year. Ah, the microphone's far away. Okay. That's better. Gary Higgins asked, what do you think the best 4S and 6S battery is? It sort of depends on... So my definition of the best battery is sub $30. I really prefer to not pay, and I don't really think you need to pay more than $30 for a 5-inch battery. I think north of 30, it's you really lose the ratio of performance per dollar. So yeah, sub $30 and as little sag as possible. The sacrifice that I'm willing to make is that the batteries can be a little bit less durable nowadays. I am willing to replace batteries a little bit more often than I used to. So, with those specs in mind, the best battery I've found is the Tattoo R-Line, version 1. The version 3s are a little bit heavier. They are a little bit more durable. They have plates in them. They have plates in between the cells to just give it a little bit more sort of structural integrity, which does definitely make a difference when you crash hard. So yeah, the R-Line version 1. I run the 6S 1050s. That's the best battery I find. That's the battery that I've chosen for me. But yeah, if you don't like the idea of the if you want something more durable, there are options. Like yeah, those batteries don't hold up as well as some of the other ones. But they sag less, and yeah, they're just, they do the best job balancing the things that matter most to me, right? I've heard other people say that they're the worst batteries that they've ever used, and I'm like, okay, so you have a whole different set of requirements for your batteries, and that's totally fine. Usually those people say, they're the worst batteries in the world, and it's kind of like, well, you're completely wrong. But I'm sure that if you're the type of person that says they're the worst batteries in the world, you're not going to want to hear that, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. But yeah, for me, Tattoo R-Line version 1 all day. But keep in mind that you're a different person than me, and that might not be the right battery for you. And that's okay. I'm very torn. I have these standoffs like all buried in here and shit. I'm so I don't know if I want to switch these standoffs now. Great. Where the hell did that go? How did that even happen? That thing went shooting out of my hand like what the hell? Where'd it go? Yo, this fucking carpet. Oh, there it is. This carpet is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Hey, look at this, too. That's FPV Crate. There's going to be an FPV unboxing video coming soon. Maybe tonight. Maybe tomorrow. More likely tomorrow during the day. Okay. So, this is what a Cinesplore looks like. These are the center standoffs that you got to sort of like put through the... They sort of like go through they go through the top plate and then they screw into the bottom plate. It's a really cool design. So what did I say? These are 25s. So these are 25s, and then there's some space taken up by this guy here. And yeah, this is going to be way harder to build with these standoffs in it, so I'm going to take them out. And then I'll figure out this way I'll have plenty of time to figure out the height situation. I think when I built the last one, I left these in stubbornly because they are hard. I mean, you'll see when I'm taking them out that they do pressure fit into the top part of the base plate pretty snugly. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. You just kind of wiggle it a little bit. And as you wiggle it, it comes out a little bit each time. And then eventually it comes all the way out. God damn it. Yeah, there it is. This one's putting up more of a fight. Put this on there. This will help me out. There we go. Come on! Get out of there, you! Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. Oh, God. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I ruined that standoff. I got lazy. Oh, that standoff is so ugly now. The ugliest standoff in all the land. Oh, well. Okay, so that's the top. Let me wipe off that carbon dust that we just created. Microfibers are really great for carbon dust. They really, like, just suck the dust up. And don't let it go. Alright, friends. It's Dart says the China Hobby Line Blacks 6S 2-packs are less than $50. I've heard really good things about the China Hobby Line Blacks, other than that they're heavy. They are a heavy battery for sure. But you get some extra durability out of that. T-Bird says that's what she said. I wonder how standoffs with a smooth surface would fit in there. Believe it or not, those smooth standoffs are typically bigger, outer diameter than these knurled ones. So I'll bet you they wouldn't even fit. ESC is going to be a Speedix IS-25. say send an instruction manual. Thank you, Speedix. Front of the frame is this way. So flight controller is going to sit there. There's going to be those two standoffs. And I think I'm going to do, I did this same, the black version of this VTX on the other build. I think I might as well use this because there are 20x20 and there's not like a great, usually what I like to do is I'll just take like an eSheen Nano or whatever and just like zip it down to the base plate, but we've got a couple of things sort of in the way. I guess I could kind of do that back there, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna use this and I'm gonna put it up on standoffs. And the reason that I'm gonna do this is at some point I'm gonna go digital, and all the digital VTXs are 20x20, so I might as well set this up for this. Maybe once I've run that shark bite in a glide, if I don't like it in the glide and I take it out of there, maybe I'll drop it into either this or the other Cinesplore. And yeah, I'll be all set up for it. I'll be able to just drop it in. So yeah, I'm going to use this. I traded Super Deluxe this for a Rush Tiny Tank. So it's kind of perfect that I'm going to get to use this. Because I didn't know what to do with it. Considering running it without the cover. But it'll be fine. Now it's broken. Yeah, it'll be fine with the cover. Where's that go? There it is. Cool. I like that the cover has these little nut slots in it. That's right, I said it. You heard correctly. Okay. Let the pain begin. Scratch builds, man. The beginning of a probably 6-hour build, if I'm honest. Because I don't remember how I spec'd the other one out. So I don't remember how to spec this one out. I do have a big-ass bag of hardware that came with it. But I don't know how much of this I'll actually use. Let's at least let me at least get it out on the table and out of the little bag. So a whole bunch of really long standoffs. Might end up using those depending on which direction I go on the ducks. I think these are 30s that it comes with. Yeah, comes with 30s. Which, if you run the cloud ducts, I think you have to use these 30s. Let me see. Yeah, I have black standoffs on this other one, so yep, you have to use the 30s. Yeah, here's what I mean. With the cloud ducts, look how close that clearance is in there. See it, Clarence? There, you can really see it there. See that? It's really tight. I actually had to file these ducts, the front ducts, I had to file them down a little bit. So yeah, there's that. Well, here. Why am I putting this away? Let me see what I can figure out here. So I can at least like spec out the length of the standoffs that I used. So they are about that long. So that looks like about a 20, right? Oh yeah. That's actually an 18. Okay, so I used an 18 in the rear. And then, I'm sorry, in the middle. And then in the rear. Well, actually, I can just tell from the, what did I use as a spacer? Well, I used those plastic bastards. Okay. Alright. So, with the plastic spacers, that puts it right there. How long is that? That is 14. So it looks like I used 14 in the rear and 18 in the front. That's super helpful. So we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the short ones in here should be 14s. And they are. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then it goes 16. And then, where are the 18s? I forget if I go 16, 18, 20, 22, 25, or if I go, yeah, that looks like that's it, because these are super long over here. So that would mean that this looks a lot longer than an 18, though. It is. Okay, this is a 22. That would make this a 20? Yep. This is a 20, and then that makes these the 18s? Yep. That's a stupid way for me to have organized it. Oh well. These are the 18s, so I'm using the same setup. Okay, so yeah, 18s should be the right ones. What does Bob ship? 20s? I think. Yeah, he ships 20s. And I kind of have a million of it. I'm just going to use the 20s. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Dauntless says I look like a convict in this. I fucking feel like one, man. Okay. So now I need some spacer action for... I think I'm going to, like, get the VTX in... No, that's a terrible idea. I'm not going to put the VTX in first. That's a ridiculous idea. But I can at least get some standoffs picked out here. And I'm just using these boring-ass plastic ones. Because under the ducts, you really can't see this. Like, you really can't see these. So I'm not going to use my fancy colored standoffs. I'm just going to use ultra boring utilitarian bullshit standoffs. Alright. So we got that picked out. And set those aside. We also need a couple of plastic nuts for the top of that guy. So we got 1, 2, oops. Uh, 3. Okay, cool. All right, way to go, Donnie. Okay. Get you out of the way. Now let's figure out this flight controller mounting setup here. Oh shit, that's right. It's hard to get these guys in when the frame is put together. I don't think it's impossible though. I think you can just kind of mash them. Yeah. She's mashing it. Yeah, she does that. What show? What show? She's mashing it. Yeah, she does that. What are you guys talking about? PayPal hates us? Why does PayPal hate us? PayPal doesn't hate us. PayPal doesn't know who we are. Guys, nobody knows who we are. And that's not a bad thing. Okay. Get in there, friend. There we go with that. That was pretty violent, but you know, whatever. It's carbon. Survive. Hopefully. Alright. That was easier than I thought. I feel like last time it really fucking fought me. Look like I escaped con. Squashed beef! There it is! Squash them beefs, baby. Squash those beefs. What do you do? What are you doing today? Squashing beefs. Oh. Oh. Alright. A beef squasher. Speedix sends these blue rubbers. And that's okay. Oh wow. They've got a little tiny capacitor on this board at a 45-degree angle. Is that broken? Is that on purpose? Hold on. It is on purpose. I'll be damned. Huh. I thought for sure that was broken. Look at this. Logitech. Zoom. Maximum macro life. Look at that capacitor on the right side at a fucking 45-degree angle. It's supposed to be like that. Look, on the other side, it's not at a wacky angle. Isn't that crazy? Look at how good the macro looks on this webcam. I think we found what this webcam can actually do, not horribly. It's a microscope. I bought a microscope, not a webcam. Ken says turn on the lava lamp. It's too far away, Ken. It's too far away. It's too far. We've gone too far. I'm tempted to actually not... I'm tempted to use a different rubber in here, but if I use a bigger rubber, it's gonna overlay this pad, and I don't really want that. So I'm just gonna use these little skinny blue ones. They'll be fine. Kind of want something more I would like to have something more substantial, but I can just do that with spacers. It'll be totally fine. Come on, man, get up in there. Don't fight me. Don't fight me, Rubber Grommet. You won't win. You never do. There we go. I have pretty good luck with these with my fingers, but sometimes the tweezers, you just like get it like most of the way, and then use the tweezers to grip the part that's poofing out and stuff. Grip it and stuff it. That's all you gotta know. That's all you gotta remember in life. And then once you get it like somewhat through there, you can come on the other side with your fingernail and just kind of like peek it through. So like if you just get it like that far, you're usually good. You can come to the other side and just boop and just pick it right through. So this guy's going up in the front. The battery pads are single-sided, and then the plug header is on the bottom, which is kind of nice. Like that actually works really well for the way that this bottom plate sits. So I can slam this pretty low. Yeah, see that plug header in the front clears perfectly. It's almost like it's almost like this cutout in the frame is specifically there for that plug header to use that little bit of extra space. But then what you get is these big press nuts are the contact points. So it looks like I need about 3 millimeters of clearance to get it up clear of those outer press nuts. The outer press nuts are the bigger ones. So let's see what I got. I've got a lot of these brass bastards, and I know that they're the right thickness, but I would then need to put a washer on top. Do I have any spacers that are a little bit wider is the question. To which the answer is no. I do have these guys, but these are 5. I would rather have a 3. Oh, you know what's 3? These guys. These little nylock, the M2 nylock nuts. These are going to be the exact right height. Sure enough. Yep, those are 3s. The only problem with using those is that it like locks the standoff down in this weird way, but it's actually kind of a good thing. So yeah, and I got a million of those with the frame itself. So let's just use those. That's gonna be totally fine. Okay. So yeah, then we can drop the ESC on and start getting all the specifics figured out here. So yeah, basically once I crank this this nylock down on this screw, I'll barely be able to spin this screw. And sometimes when you can spin these, it's kind of nice. Like, there are just certain situations where being able to spin the stack screw from the bottom is really handy. There are other situations where it's not, and it kind of makes things a pain in the ass. So we'll just go with it, and it'll be fine. I haven't really decided which way I like it better. I haven't decided whether I like having the nylock M2 holding the stack screw. What's cool is it makes the stack screw not wobble at all. Like, it becomes a solid vertical thing, and then the flight controller can very confidently sit on those vertical solid poles and float freely, as long as as long as it's on rubber grommets, which it should be. If you're using you should not be buying a flight controller that's not on rubber grommets at this point. It's kind of been tested enough that, yeah, it's kind of important. S. Grace says, is trying to sit as still as possible in that suit. Yeah, exactly. I'm not moving at all. I just realized that without even thinking about it, I pulled the sleeves up in this suit. In these pajamas, I should say. And it's a lot more enjoyable. Why didn't I think to do that 2 fucking days ago? Alright, last one here. Go, 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 go. There it is. Jeez. It's moments like that where the that super cool little electric screwdriver seems like a really good idea. Unfortunately, the price of that super cool little electric screwdriver is a lot less of a good idea. It's like $100. And like on one hand I would use the shit out of it, but on the other hand it's $100. Okay, perfect. And even when it gets pushed down, it's not. It looks like eventually I can get it to hit. But my God, I have to push on it. Makes me wonder if I should flip these nuts upside down. The reason why it's able to move down as much as it is that the top of the nylock nuts kind of like it shrinks in a little bit, you know, and the rubber grommets are able to get up over there. It's kind of close. It's great when the ESC is just sitting up. And in theory, this rig is not going to get bashed around. So this should be completely fine, but there's kind of no benefit to like slamming this thing absolutely as low as humanly possible. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to grab 4 of these ultra thin little M2 washers and just throw those down on top. And we'll be totally safe. All right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Doesn't look as good, but functions better. And the last thing that I'm going to do is send 4 of these little brass collared bastards over these guys because these grommets are sized for M3 hardware. And these guys will also hold these little spacers down. I mean, that doesn't really matter. The whole stack is going to hold them down, but whatever. It's not going to make things any worse. That's all that matters. Jordan Pilot says, I was just about to say, do you have any nylon washers? I do, but the nylon washers are all, they start at 5 millimeters and they get taller from there. Whereas this little stack here, or I'm sorry, this, yeah, I don't want it up that high, basically. I want it a little bit lower than 5 mil. These nylocks are 3 mil. And I wish when I was putting them on, I'd put them on upside down because then I wouldn't need these little washers. But at the same time, these washers are like, they're like nothing thin, right? Like they're impossibly thin. So I'm not really, and I have a million of them too. So I'm not, I'm cool with using them. I get weird about using stuff when I only have like a couple of it, or you know what I mean. So there we go. Oh wow, those grommets might not be M3 on the inside. They're M2.5 on the inside. God damn it! I hate when they do that. Are you kidding me? Oh no, they are M3. They are M3. Why is it having such a hard time getting? Oh, I know why. Alright, so this is fine. So the only problem with the nylock on the screw is sometimes it makes the screw not go perfectly straight. Sometimes it'll make the screw like angle in one direction. And we're kind of seeing that here in how like this one standoff is just kind of pointing in a little bit. I'll bet I can just like fucking caveman bend these out. Yeah. That's fine now. Perfect. Yeah, that's going to be really good. Okay, so then we've got a F7 here, although let me do the... I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did last time with this IS-25 on the Ripsqueak, and I'm at the very least going to put... do the soldering here now so that it's done, and so that I don't have to go back in and try to solder while the whole stack is on top of this guy. So I actually really don't need it in here at this point. We can do it out here. And yeah, we'll tin some stuff up. Throw a battery lead on here. I gotta get an XT30 ready. Although I'm so tempted to put XT60s on these Cinewhoops so that I can justify running a big ass battery, but they really don't need it. These ultralight ones, they just don't need a big battery. It's yeah, they just don't care about it. Oh, I do have these though. Would be nice to just not even think about a capacitor. So if that's on there, is that going to be long enough? Not really. Not really long enough. Let's see what this one's got going on. Alright, so this I have a GS25 in, which is 4S only. It looks like I'm running the battery straps back here. So it looks like this might actually be totally fine because it's going to be zapped right there, and then it's going to come up. Yeah. Shit. Okay. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to think a lot about it, and I'm just going to put it on there, and if it's a problem, I'll deal with it later. The proper way to build. Yes, they do, Dauntless, almost exclusively. And they like the rig on the 2004s can definitely handle it. I've had an 1100 4S on there. This one with these smaller motors might not do as well. Or it could. You never know. It's always really hard to tell. So this guy's going to be there. That guy's going to be there. So I want to chop maybe that much, I think, off the red one. Let's see. Nope, a little bit more. Okay. This is a little bit higher of a gauge of wire, which is why I'm using these to get the stripping started, and then I come in with my fingernails. Because with this many inner strands, if you nick one of them, it's not nearly as much of a big deal as with 30 gauge wire. With 30 gauge wire, you don't want to use anything metal to strip it, in my opinion. Alright, that's looking really good. Now I cut it too short, of course. Actually, no, that's fine. That's gonna help it to get an angle. I want it to be up at an angle. So let's tin this whole thing. What do you say? Look at me remembering to grab the flux pen. It's a Christmas miracle. Everybody have a good Christmas morning. I guess I haven't seen you guys since Christmas morning. Although, I guess you could call the end of the stream the other day at 4 a.m. Christmas morning. And for some of you non-US folks, it probably like legitimately was your Christmas morning, so that's kind of cool. On these big battery pads, the name of the game is just kind of leaving the heat on there for long enough to make sure that you get the whole pad hot. Sometimes that takes a little bit longer than you think it should, so just be patient, and there it goes. You want it to kind of spread itself out on the pad. Not like fully on its own, but yeah, you don't want to really have to push the solder all around the pad. You want it to kind of do the work for itself to some extent. Always remembering that solder flows towards heat. So if you get the pad hot enough, the solder will flow towards the heat, and it'll spread itself out on the pad surface. So just keep putting heat into the pad within reason. Okay. And a couple more here, and we can start figuring out what we're doing with motor wires. I'm actually going to steal the X-Nova 1804s off of the Acrobrat because I'm thinking about putting the T-mount 1804s on there. The only problem with doing that is going to be I won't be able to run the T-Motor 3140s anymore. So I'm still not totally sold on that. I'm still not completely sure that that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just... yeah, I don't know. I guess I should spin them up on that rig to make sure that none of them are mangled. Let me do that while I'm thinking about it. Okay. Oh, I got propellers on some of them. I got what used to be a propeller on that one up in the front. Can also use this. I'm also going to use this rig for a little test. I'm going to see if we can use the motors tab it shows you what the gyro is reading in the motors tab. So I'm going to put a couple notchy motors on this rig, and we're going to spin them up and look at the gyro readings in the in the motors tab, and we'll see if we can see a difference in the gyro readings between you guys know what I'm trying to say, notchy and smooth motors. Well, let's see if... No, there's no way in hell. Can I grip it enough with this guy? This is the worst thing about when all three blades pop off of a propeller. Oh, farts. Alright, I know what I need. This is a job for the Leatherman Wave. Because it's got this nice jaw section in here that does a really good job grabbing fully broken propellers. Just like that. All right. So yeah, let's see if this is actually going to be really good. These motors have taken some abuse. So I'm actually really interested right now in how clean. Like you can see the motor bells or the top of the shafts have started to hit the concrete, right, on some crashes, and then some of the motor bells are starting to get dinged up from the concrete and shit like that. So yeah, these motors are starting to get some real angry energy thrown into them. So this will be a really good test as to how durable they are. Thus far, they've been incredibly durable, which is most likely because they have a 3mm motor shaft, which is very, very rare. It's one of the big reasons that I keep suggesting these to everybody, is that very, very infrequently do you find a micromotor with a 3mm motor shaft, and that is so important for strength. When the weight starts to get up, like it does with the Acrobrat, and you only have a 2mm motor shaft, you're gonna break a motor on like every single crash. It's absolutely infuriating. We'll be fine on 3S. We'll be alright. Oh, although I don't want to annihilate this battery. I'm up. There you go. Here's a 4S. Lava lamp is on. Now we can get the stream started for real. Okay. So, looks like it's on the other side. There it is. GoPro's recording. Stop recording. Stop recording. You're fine. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's see. Wow! I can't believe that hasn't happened before. Hopefully it didn't break the USB port. Only did a little bit. Jeez. Well, now we'll actually see if it broke the USB port. How the hell did that wrap around the chair? That was weird. Okay. And we got some beta flight. We got to connect. We got some motors. Looks like I didn't break the USB port. That's a good sign. All right, so they're not all happy. One of them is definitely very unhappy. I can hear it. And it's motor number 1. Motor number 1 is not... Oh, no, it's just because I don't have it sitting on a thing. If you have it sitting on a hard surface, it makes the yeah, it just makes everything worse. There we go. Okay, let's see. You guys should be able to hear this. Motor 1. Hear the difference between those two? Motor 1 is banged up. That one's beautiful. Motor 4 is a little banged up. So now what you do is put your hand on the rig so that you can get an idea, because sometimes it can sound really bad and it's not really all that bad. So let's see. Yeah, so even though that's making noise, it's still perfectly smooth. And what that typically means is that the bearing is the issue. And that's fine. I'll run the bearings into the goddamn dirt. Yeah, see, so these are all totally fine. Motor number 4 is actually the worst. And that makes sense because motor number 4 is the arm that exploded in a really nasty crash at the Flow State filming. So what I want to call your guys' attention to is up here. Let's start to kind of figure this out a little bit. So I want to try to get some sort of like a testing methodology in place. 1300 on this. When you bring this guy up to 1300, that's where a lot of the vibrations happen, like in the 1300s. So that's probably where I want to do this, the bulk of this testing. And that's also, you know, that's like 30% throttle. That's typically like cruising throttle, so it's a good number. So let's test the noisiest motor against the cleanest. I think the cleanest was 3. Yeah, 3 is like beautifully clean. So let's bring motor 3 up to 1300. And we're going to look at these numbers. We're going to reset. And so on the X, it's so that in the parentheses is giving you the peak. So I have to be really gentle on the desk because like that's me. I just made that number jump up. So I need to like get my hand off the desk. Okay, so negative, I don't think that was me. So negative 8.3, 11.4, negative 317. Somebody type that into the chat. Somebody type these peak numbers into the chat. That's what these parentheses numbers are. They're peaks. So somebody type these peak numbers into the chat. Cool? And then we're going to go... Let me make sure that's not getting the motors too hot. Nah, it's fine. And now we're going to do the same with motor 4. We're going to reset it. Why is it cleaner? That's not a good sign. It's not a good sign that the more banged up motor is giving us lower values. That's a really bad sign. That means that this testing ain't going to work. Well, that sucks. Because I can very, very obviously feel that motor 4 shakes harder. Yeah, it's night and day. So... yeah, that ain't gonna work. That's definitely not gonna work. Okay, well, we tried. The big thing I wanted to figure out is, are these motors clean enough to run on a Cinewhoop? And they are. They're not giving me any significant amount of vibration that would make me not want to run them. Which is a good thing. Why is this stack so like loose? Why is there so much movement on this stack? There really shouldn't be. Oh, that little guy came on... that little guy backed himself out. That's good to know. I need a skinnier pair of pliers to get in there to crank these little guys. So this is on this rig I use those little 2mm spacers, and they don't have nylock. And this is interesting. They all loosened up. All 4 of them loosened up. That's not good. That means they need to be Loctited. Because I don't want these guys to be loosening up. See, yeah, now we're fine. Now the stack is... Ooh, okay. That's important. That's not a good thing. Yeah, that's true, S-Grace. I don't know how I would do that, though, with needing a battery and a USB cable connected. rum chata. For only the milkiest of pores. Look, Joshua started doing it. He made me think about it. Not think about it, but he just gave me the idea. It's fun to pretend that you're successful. That you might be able to get a successful sponsor. Oh, shitters. We laugh to keep from crying. Hopefully, I didn't even realize that that stream was on a Thursday. I wanted to try to do Therapy Thursday this week, but hopefully 12 hours of distraction from the holiday season was all the therapy that you needed. It certainly was for me, man. I had this was a really good Christmas. Yesterday and Christmas and yesterday, I didn't do anything FPV related. I didn't do anything work related. I just spent time with Kristen, and it was really nice. Really nice. Spills it everywhere. Exactly. Lots of orange in the chat. Drone Pilot uses XT30 with a capacitor on the connectors for all rigs smaller than 4-inch. Never solder capacitor on the boards due to room in the frame. Yeah, it's usually hard to find the space for them. Chomper says, look at those model hands. Not at all. Christmas is great. Way too much prime rib. Nice. Dauntless says, I almost knocked surface mount commenting off, or surface mount something off my Acon ESC thinking it was tinning it on the bench, which is why I'm getting TS100. Nice. You'll love the TS100. They're so nice. And then Drone Pilot says, I use a huge chunky soldering iron for my ESCs. That way I just touch it and the heat transfers really quick. It's like using a TS100 on 30 gauge wires. So quick heat works the best. I actually run my soldering iron down quite a bit. Right now it's at 666 degrees because I'm a child. I like it down at the lower temperature just to give me more time and just to be a little bit more gentle. You just have to be careful. You can't leave the soldering tip on there for like 30 seconds. So it's what I should do is turn it up, and sometimes I'll but be less lazy and turn it up when I'm doing big pads. Chomper says, are these the X-Nova motors? They certainly are. S-Grace says, gonna test it with ICM or MCU? What do you mean, S-Grace? And then Freelojo says, those aren't notchy, mine are notchy. Yeah, these are very smooth. Drone Pilot had a small tangleweed crash on a 7-inch rig. After that, I get a whistle on the motor. Still flies well, but the whistle is strange. Any thoughts? It's more than likely caused from... so that happens... Well, here. Let me guess. Let me guess. It probably sounds a lot like this. Probably sounds a lot like this, right? Wait, no, that's not gonna work. Let me find a spot where it's doing it. Come on. Maybe it's not this video. I think it might be this one. Oh, I didn't mean to launch VLC. Go to hell, VLC. I think it was in here. Yeah, okay, so I crashed, and this is when it started. It didn't do it a lot. but it did it at a very specific RPM. I thought it did it there. I could have sworn it did it right up in here. I don't know. I guess I've lost my mind. I think it's from. My guess is going to be that it's from too many vibes getting in. So check. Pull the props off. Spin the motors up. Make sure that that there's not one motor that took a little bit of a hit there, and is noisier than the others. And then switch the propellers. If you just bent, Yeah, spin the motors up without the props, and you should be able to hopefully find the problem. If you didn't change props after that crash, then I bet you it's the props. I bet you that fixes it. The big ass rigs, the anything but 5-inch rigs, get in the habit of testing for vibes because like they just don't have the tuning window that 5-inch rigs do. 5-inch rigs, like you can batter the shit out of them and they'll just keep going without really too much of a fuss. But yeah, anything other than 5-inch does not have that luxury, which sucks, but it's getting there. RPM filtering was a big step in the right direction for non 5-inch rigs. And yeah, RPM filtering is still fairly new, right? We haven't really seen what the devs can really do with it. So that's it's an exciting time in flight control software. All right, just removing a little bit of the excess shrink wrap from this. There we are. That's a little bit better. Cool. So we've got ground on the far side. Oh, wait, no, I gotta tin these. Never get ahead of yourself. So I am gonna actually turn the temperature up to 710-ish. The buttons on the Weller like zip the temperature up really nice. You just like you can just hold the button for like 1 second and it'll go up like an extra 50 degrees. It's really cool. I would weirdly like assume that it wouldn't be like that, right? And then it would be all like janky and slow and annoying to change the temperature, but it's almost like Weller knows. It's almost like they've done this before. It's crazy. All right, I'll give you guys a little bit of that, and let's zippity zap this slippity slap on here. Alright, there goes the flow, and giving it a little bit of downward pressure just to kind of flatten out the some of the strands to get a really nice contact patch. And it didn't quite go as flat as I wanted it, so let me hit it again here. Oop. It came completely off, so let's get it back on there. And oops. Yeah, this is what's nice about not having your iron at a bazillion degrees, is that you can come in here and get it just right, and you just have a little bit more time to do that. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Nice and smooth. red wires are better because they make the solder joint silky and smooth. Trying to figure out how I can hold this damn thing. The whole ESC is now hot. But I'm in a hurry. The key right now is to not be in a hurry. But I am in a hurry. So I'm just going to sit here and burn the shit out of myself while I try to figure which... Do I want this to be in the front of the other wire or behind it? I think behind it. Okay. Now I can really burn myself. This ought to be fun. Oh yeah, there it goes. Oh yeah. Nice and burny. Got some tweezerage. Oh yeah, this laid exactly the way I was hoping that it would. Yes! No! That was scary. I don't like that it's standing up like that, but that's what you get for not taping stuff down. It's a much better idea to take a piece of masking tape and tape components down if you're going to work on them on a piece of wood like that, so they don't do what this just did.
It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock. All right, that looks good. Let me make sure it didn't bridge to that MOSFET that's evil close. Oh, no, nice. Okay, there is a MOSFET that's close, but none of the little pins on that MOSFET are facing towards the pad, so it's actually pretty safe. Yeah, look at that. That looks beautiful. So there we go. We have power. If they put lights on ESCs, we'd be able to plug power in and see if it blows up. That would be cool. But they don't, so we won't. Soldering iron back down to 670. Didn't change the props. They looked fine. Just remove the weeds. Guarantee it's the props, drone pilot. Guaranteed. I've had that exact same experience where I'm like, there's no way these props are fucked up. And then I'll fly like 3 more batteries and I'll keep hearing the sound. I'll be like, what the fuck? And then I'll stubbornly change the props and everything's fine. Freelojo was playing with one of the Mamba Toka motors, the notchiest motors in the world, and all 3 motor wires popped off. Perfect. It made the decision for you, Freelojo. Dauntless says, should I try using that new BL Heli firmware on my 2-inch when I set it up to do RPM filtering? Yeah, as long as people aren't complaining. I haven't really done any reading on the new BL Heli firmware, to be honest with you. Joan Pilot says, RPM filtering is damn essential now on the 7-inch rigs. Didn't think it was going to be so good, but it works well. But it works so well that it's the first thing I do during a build. Hell yeah, man. Dauntless says, that's the problem with colder irons. They heat up that whole ESC. Yeah, especially if you fuck around on the pad like an idiot. If I'd been a little bit more prepared, I could have zipped it down a lot easier. Chris FPV says, when I solder like this, I drill M3 holes in the wood and put 2 screws in it so that the board is kind of fixed and doesn't move as much. That's a fucking great idea. That's such a great idea that... Oh, I can't get at my, I can't get at my drill bits. The Christmas tree is in the way. Damn. Somebody remind me of that after Christmas is over. Because that's a fucking excellent idea. There's absolutely no reason to not... I've already done it. I drilled these 2 for XT30s, and I've been meaning to drill another 2 for XT60s, and then I'll come down here and I'll drill some 30x30 and some 20x20. What a fucking great idea. Good shit, Chris FPV. I love the super basic shit like that like, you're just like, oh yeah, of course. Why didn't I think of that? Let me give these guys a little tighten. Just so that nothing weird happens. Okay. That makes me feel better. I'll also hold those little those little guys better. Okay. Good to go with that. Next. Oh, there's a little bit of a buzzing going on in my brain. I guess not eating and drinking rum trada will get you a little bit happier. Cool. So this guy's gonna sit up here. It's gonna crimp up like that, and then hopefully I'll be able to get the battery strap here. The thing I don't like about having the capacitors on the leads like this is that sometimes I'll want to put the battery strap there and it'll get in the way. But it's better than nothing. I should really. I mean, this build has plenty of space. Like back here is a totally acceptable spot for a big old capacitor. I should be less lazy and put one back there, but fuck it. I do what I want. And all things considered, I guess it doesn't really make. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've heard that like we put way too big. Like I've heard that the capacitors that we typically use are way too big. Which is interesting. And if that's true, this little capacitor is going to be plenty. So I don't know. I'll just go with that. I'm going to use these. Oh no, no, little divider. No, don't do it. I got very lucky. I got very lucky. Usually I'll show you. This is what I like to do. Just, oh God, what? Hello, why? Why so excited? Get out of here. Oh God, what's happening? Yeah, this is what I try to do. Just one little glomp, you know? Oh, farts. These guys really don't want to stay down. Yeah, you just do a little glob of welder to hold these guys in. And if you need to remove it, you can. It does just peel off. What has happened with this welder? Why is it being so stretchy like? I don't like this. I don't like this stretchiness, welder. Are you, do I need to replace you? Come on. Oh my God, it's so stretchy. What the hell? Stop being so stretchy, bro. Nobody likes a stretchy bottle? Kind of stretching it in between them though. Oh God, now I can stretch it all the way down here. Oh my God. Okay, one more. This might be the last of these that I haven't done this on. I think I've done this on most of them. Alright, there we go. Won't have that problem again. Okay. Welder, man. Get you some. Scroll down into the description. There's an affiliate link to Welder on Amazon. 1,000,001 uses. And now you just gotta be careful to not close the case, which is gonna be easier said than done. I'm gonna have to put this case somewhere out of the way, or I'm going to close it for sure. Did I get the 3? I got 3. I need a 4th. 4th. I feel like I might have knocked one on the floor, but that's okay. Oh, God. I got the welder on the... Oh, boy. Okay, now I think we're fine. You go over here for drying times. Okay. Here we are. The question becomes, because these are fatter on one side than the other, the question becomes, how am I going to mount this? Am I going to mount it with the plug header facing up, or the USB port facing up? It doesn't. So for this ESC and for this build, it really doesn't matter. I'm running a much longer mounting screw than I typically do. So it doesn't really make much of a difference. It's more just going to be about the pads. So I'm going to run it so that the VTX pads are in the rear and the cam pads are in the front. It's my favorite thing about these boards, about these Talon F7 boards. And so that means it's either going to go like that or like that. And this is going to be a little bit easier. So fat part is going to go down. Let me think about it from a USB. Yeah. I definitely want the USB port facing upwards, because with Cinewhoops, it's enough of a pain in the ass to get to the USB port. So you want to give yourself as much of a fighting chance as possible. So yeah, on a Cinesplore build like this, I would definitely say mount the flight controller so that the USB port is up, if at all possible. All right. Number 3 coming out. Oh, I almost put it in there upside down. Okay. And there we go. Oh shit, I paid off my 2 hours. I can take this goddamn onesie off now. Be right back. Be right back. What is this? 510 high school? Computer, are you just gonna completely shit the bed? Okay. Okay, computer. You dick. Oh God, okay, there we go. What an outrageous spot. That was like the second weekend of the pandemic. It was eerie, man. It was eerie. It was just empty. Everything was just completely empty. It was crazy. And the keystrokes are broken. Thanks a lot, OBS. Yes. All right. We're going to do a little bit more here. And then I'm actually going to push the rest off to tomorrow night. Okay. So these are nice and thick, but they're nowhere near thick enough. That's what she said. Away we go. M2, we need another like 2-ish millimeters, I'm thinking. So what colors am I doing on this? Am I doing some red? Is the other one going to be the purple? Yeah, the other one will be the purple. This one will be... Well, no. Because if this is going to be the lightweight one, then... Oh, what's up, Go-Kart Mozart? Oh, God. Yeah, if this is going to be the lightweight one, let's put red. What the hell? No, let's not put red because there's only one red in there. I forgot about this. I don't have enough of these goddamn... Okay. I do need 2 millimeters of spacing. But for some reason, I only have one red 2 millimeter spacer and 3 blue 2 millimeter spacers. Oh, wait, no. Here's more blue ones. Okay, I'm going to use blue ones. Okay. Okay. This is going to be great. This will be the blue build, and the other one will be the, whatever, purple build, I guess. So, all right. So we're going to go... Oh, wait, no. No. Nope. Not making the same mistake I did last time. Putting the wires on now. Tried to trick me, you bastards. Where are my little bundles of motor wires? There they are. Okay. Oh my god. Oh god. Everything went everywhere. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. Get back in there. What is this? Ooh, this is fancy. 24 gauge in purple? Should I do it in purple? No, you won't be able to see it. Won't be able to see it. Wait, save that for... okay, what's this? 18. That's from the big motors. Put this shit away. I don't need this. Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on. Get in there. There we go. Okay. Okay, 18, don't need that. Fancy purple, don't need that. These are the T-motors. Those are thick. Where are the thin ones? 24. There we go. More 24. Okay, cool. More 20s and more 20s. Okay. There we go. Nice little way to organize your so I cut the motor wires up like there, and then I put a LED race wire on pretty much everything. So then you end up with motor wires that are this long, and yeah, little strips of shrink wrap are a good little way to kind of keep them together, right? Isn't that slick? Not really? Oh well. So, here we go. Here we go. Whang. Vin schwang. I am actually going to use the frame this time because it's going to hold the, you know, it's going to hold the thing in the place. It's going to be great. Very excited. I can't possibly imagine unless I need this length in the rear. Yeah, no, I won't need that much length. I can cut these in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at that. So let's get all you little happy fellas lined up. I'll chop them all at once. Because batching work is the only way to live. Am I right? Am I right? Can I finish? Okay, I'm finished. 14, so we're going to chop them at 7, which is roughly there. Choppy, choppy, chop, chop, chop. Okay. And time for strippers. You guys going to call them or should I? Hi-oh! Okay. So, yeah, this is going to be just wires to ESC. Just so that I don't have to go crazy once the flight controller is on top of the ESC, trying to get the wire and the tip of the soldering iron in there. Most ESCs will push the pads outwards a little bit, but this is a true micro ESC. And on the truly micro ESCs, the pads are not pushed out. Like they're designed to be lightweight and small and fit in actual micro frames. So yeah, that's I learned that the hard way on the Ripsqueak builds, where I use this same SpeedX IS-25 ESC. Alright. And I'm stripping as little of the insulation as I possibly can so that the remaining insulation sits kind of like all up on the pad, which is going to make it a lot stronger. If you've got like 1/4 of an inch of exposed wire on the outside of a pad, that bit of exposed wire is going to do all of the bending. And one by one, those little individual strands are going to let go. And then that wire is going to break. Whereas if you can get the insulation all up on there, it'll spread the bend out. It'll spread the bend into the whole of into the whole length of the wire. And then, yeah, they won't break. Go-Kart Mozart says, the cam is a dinosaur, super narrow FOV. What cam? Go-Kart, I'm interested. Dauntless says, ask the people if I need to get that beta configurator or if I can use BL Heli's configurator, please. Anybody know the answer to that? Remy Tim says, check your PayPal. Opening up my email. If you'd like to donate to the cause and see me continue to do this full-time 2021, go to CiottiFPV.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom. There's a PayPal link. You can use that instead of Super Chats, or you can, of course, do Super Chats, or you can hit a million of the other things on CiottiFPV.com. Daniel Maurer with a $12 PayPal for the Naked GoPro Fund. I'm going to go here. I'm going to take 38. And I'm going to change that to 50 because this is how us old folks do it. We don't got that crazy Streamlabs shit. We type numbers into OBS. Thank you, Daniel. Very cool. Daniel wants to see us build a Naked GoPro from scratch. If you'd like to see me do that, you know how to do it. Super Chats, PayPals, whatever. I'm going to do it regardless, but this will get me there a lot faster. Which is kind of what the whole point of putting those goals up. And the soldering iron cooled itself down. Thank you for not ruining yourself, soldering iron. But I must admit, I wish that there was a little motion sensor, like the TS100. TS100 has a little motion sensor, a little gyro built in. That's a really handy feature for a soldering iron, because that way, as soon as you pick it up, it starts to bring the temperature back up, which is very slick. And like all things considered, I feel like all the soldering iron manufacturers should start doing that, because like you don't even have to like do anything with the gyro data. They just have to program it so that like when the gyro data is stable and not changing, the temperature goes down. When the gyro shows motion, you know, when the numbers that it's outputting change, then you take the soldering iron out of sleep mode. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we are tinned and ready to go. Random. More than you have is the answer to that. Because it would have to be enough for me to book the photo shoot for someone good enough to make me not look like a total jackass, which would cost a complete fortune. Shitters. Okay. Away we go! Not making the same mistakes as on the Ripsqueak. What a treat. Actually, let me grab the really short ones. I'm going to put the really short ones on the outside here. Although, actually, I can just put these straight out because they're just going straight down. Okay, yeah, so I'm actually going to do it like this. And then, yeah, I'm just going to solder these straight out. God, I haven't done this, and I haven't soldered a wire straight out like this to... Oh, and I'm doing the wrong one first. I should be doing this one first. Oh, wow, this is such a treat. This is so easy. Usually I do them, usually I solder these wires at a 90 degree angle from the way I'm doing it right now, to keep it out of the way of like scraggle and shit, but none of that applies to a Cinewhoop because the ducts protect everything. This is crazy. I'm going in dry. It's not working. Sometimes it works. Not often. Utter laziness. Pure, unadulterated laziness. Alright, now we're both hot and wet. And because of that, all is right with the world. Don't do that, you little jerk. There we go. Wait, no, these. These are the ones. Okay. Oh, yeah, get up in there. Get up in there, pal. You got this. Oh, yeah. That is a work of art, my friends. A work of fart. A genuine work of fart. Alright, Don Amigo, let's do this. Here we go. She's only got 3 words for you guys. First word is treat. Last word is self. The middle word is yo. Oh man, I should have done all the way off on the left. That was stupid. That was although wait, no it's not, because those wires I'm going to send backwards. Yeah, see that? There's a method to my madness. Let's use the short one for the outside. So yeah, this is how I normally solder wires up to an ESC. so that they're as protected as possible. From those Scraggle bombs. Alright, we got one. Who does number 2 work for? Coming at you. I'm actually going to cut this one a little bit shorter. Always control, when you do that and you chop, especially if you're doing it over the board, always control the where the little bit that you're cutting off goes so that it doesn't, you know, go into a piece of electronics and fry it off the top of my head. Because that sucks. And to control it, you just put your index finger over the open jaws. Alright, that's looking pretty good. So like, here's what I mean. Like instead of just just put your index finger over so that when you cut it, right, you catch it between your index finger and the little jaws, right? So instead of just just put your little finger there and just try not to cut the tip of your finger completely off. Oh, wait, no, I need to do it on this one. And if you do cut the tip of your finger off, don't tell me about it, because that's fucking gross, and I don't want to know. Okay. There we are. Going in. Oh, yeah, get up in there. Oh, yes. Good wire. Good wire. Be a good wire. Don't be a bad wire. There we go. I don't love that. So let's do this. If I grab all 3 of these, I can't grab all 3. I can only grab these 2. I don't like the way that these jaws are. Oh, that's going to be fine there, though. There we go. I just want to push it down a little bit more. Oh, God damn you. Oh, better, 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 better. Way better. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fantastic. And that's good because these have to run an extra little bit of distance to the rear. And it looks like that is damn near perfect. Yeah, that'll come up. It'll go through the little gap in there, and then we'll put a race wire right here. Cool. What's that? 2.5 hours? That's a good spot to stop. Steve FPV, I had an awesome Christmas, man. How about you? I took 2 full days off, something that apparently I haven't done in a while, because it felt amazing. And I just didn't think about FPV at all, which I don't know if I've done that all year. So yeah, it was really good. Yesterday and the day before were very enjoyable. Spent some time with Kristen. It was just really, really nice to just like focus on being with my beautiful wife for a couple days and just not thinking about reality. And she did the same, so it was really cool, man. We had a really cool couple of days. And the 12-hour stream went really well. 12 hours is not like, I don't usually stream for 12 hours, but I usually work for 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, it depends. So yeah, it was kind of no big deal, if I'm completely honest with you guys. But at the same time, it's still it's a long time to be talking, and it's a long time to be on. You know, after a stream, I'm like super wound up, and it's hard to shut that off and like do things like going to sleep. But yeah, it's super fun, and I'm gonna keep doing it for as long as I possibly can because I don't know. I think we don't have like an FPV streamer. You know what I mean? Like we don't have anybody who focuses mainly on streaming, and I think that there's I think that there's a lot of value in it, right? Like having somebody that like 3 or 4 times a week that's going to make themselves available to you to come in and ask them direct questions. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I think that it's got legs. Look at that. I got these really cheap 20x20 Ori 32 4-in-1s, 25 amp. These are going to be for micro builds. Neat. I was worried that they wouldn't look good, but they really look. Never mind. Never mind. The capacitors are all fucking like this. They look okay. They don't look great. Thanks, Family Guyver. Weirdo with Skateboard says, it's official, I've spent 1 year on a quad build and it still doesn't work. Oh, God. CiottiFPV says, is motor output limit legit? Pretty legit for me. I've been using it for over a year, I think, now. I don't think it's been out that long. I think it's been like, I don't know, whenever 4.2 came out, I started using it, and it hasn't skipped a beat yet. I've got rigs with like mixed motors. I've got 2400 kV rigs scaled down to like 70% on 6S, and it's perfect. It's been absolutely great. Juan Jose Gomez says, you recommend JESC for 85X V2 since you love RPM filters so much? Yeah, JESC, or you should just be able to go into BL Heli and the newest, whatever the newest version is, when you go into Flash all ESCs, I think it's 0.7, 32.7 maybe, don't quote me on that, but it's whatever the newest version is, that does RPM filtering, so you don't even actually need JESC, unless you're on, there are certain ESCs that won't work for, and you have to use JESC for those. But yeah, RPM filtering is an absolute game changer. It's the first time ever that the flight controller has been able to know what RPM the motors are at. And when you think about vibrations, right, like think about like your car, right? You're rolling down the highway, one of your tires gets out of balance, and at like 82 miles an hour, it's like the whole car is shaking, but then like 84 miles an hour, everything's fine, right? That's what's going on in our quads every single time we do like crash through Scraggle or touch anything. So yeah, no, and so when you go to the people at the tire store to complain, you can say, hey, at 82 miles an hour this thing goes nutso, but then at 84 and at 80 it's fine. Those guys don't actually do anything with that info. They just put the damn thing back on the balancer. But that info is really valuable, right? Imagine like not having that info. It would be, imagine driving around without a tachometer if you drive a manual car. It's a lot more hard. It's a lot more difficult. Yeah, getting RPM feedback from the motors is a big deal. Where the Skateboard says, Medrone asked, was the missus impressed with your haul from the 12-hour stream? And Medrone, don't put a space between Ciotti and FPV because it won't tag him otherwise. I don't even know if I guess I told her. Yeah, we try to not like be, it sounds pretty dramatic, but like slaves to money. Like we just try to not think about money, if at all possible. Because we freak out, like we don't deal with it well, because we're in a lot of debt, college loan debt. But yeah, it's just not. It's not something that we talk too much about. Like we just kind of keep an eye on it and just keep going. Yeah, it was awesome. That'll the 12-hour stream will cover the two of us for health insurance. For it's looking like January, February, March, and maybe some of April. So that's huge, and that's yeah, that's a big deal. But yeah, I have we both have like as much stuff set up just to go on auto pay so that we don't really see it. And then I don't know, every couple of weeks we'll make sure that we're not completely broke. But yeah, with everything on auto pay and like we're sort of at some sort of a point where things are you know kind of going along, right? It's not like it's not nearly as up and down as it once was. Now that yeah, there's like a couple grand total between the two of us coming in per month. That's just barely enough to live. Hello, look at that shirt. Look at her. Look at this one stealing the fucking alcohol from me. And she's taking my glass. I can't even finish one. All right, stream's over. I gotta go get that back. I'm thirsty. Dalton says, I then wonder how that goes with the ESC and physical changes to change KV. What do you mean, Dauntless? I then wonder how that goes with the ESC and... Oh, are you talking about like wondering if with motor limiting? I never thought about that. That's an interesting thought. I mean, it obviously is fine because I've been using RPM filtering with the motor limiting for a good portion of this year. But that's super interesting. That's a super interesting thought. I guess they Beta Flight thought of that and they just built it in to make it to make it work, which is great. Are we caught up? I think we're caught up. We're caught up. Thanks for hanging, guys. I'll be back tomorrow night for probably a 4-hour stream because I'm going to go on at 8 o'clock since it looked... Well, I'm probably going to go on at 8 o'clock as long as Joshua doesn't go on. So, I mean, you guys will get 4 hours of the two of us. Maybe it'll just be one of us. Maybe it'll both of us. So, yeah. I hope you guys all had an amazing Christmas. And I hope that you do absolutely nothing between now and New Year because now's your chance. Those of you that work in an office definitely know what I mean. Working in an office, you'll typically go back to work like today, right? But then between today and New Year, there's not a single person in that office that has any interest in doing anything, unless you're in healthcare. The last like 5 years that I was in healthcare, it was fucking chaos, which was terrible. But every other job I've ever had in an office, yeah, the next week should be great. So, be nothing. As Eugene says, hold on. Eugene from the Try Guys puts it best. Where is it? Instagram.com. And then I'm going to search for what's Eugene's handle?
It's like Eugene something Yang.
Eugene Lee Yang, there it is. Eugene Lee Yang said it best when he said, oh man, it's not on his page. It's on his page from like last year, and now everybody is quoting it this year. Did he maybe quote it in his stories? No, he didn't. Can you even look at stories on the computer? You can. Who posted it? Let's see how good Google really is. Yang, New Year's. I'll be pretty impressed. Wow, it found it immediately. Wow. I searched for Eugene Lee Yang New Year's, and Google found it on the first hit. That's pretty impressive. These 6 days between Christmas and New Year's are the only time of year you should strive to do absolutely fucking nothing. Make zero progress, take all the time off, go on vacation from your vacation, be the least impressive version of yourself transform into a couch. And with that, I will leave you. Chris Mel FPV with a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Chris Mel. He says, just wanted to give back a little. Thank you for the Christmas stream. It was awesome, especially since I won the Cinewhoop giveaway. LOL, thank you. Thank you, Chris Mel, and thank everybody else. You guys are super awesome. I'm going to put that into the gear fund to bring us up to 70 out of 208. We're almost there. And look, it's dark. It's darker outside, so this room looks a little bit more normal now. Thanks, guys. Remember, transform into a couch. Ready?